Hello, my name is Sarah, and this is my service learning report number 1. Before COVID-19 came into play, I had the opportunity to start my service learning at Hope Academy. For those that don't know, Hope Academy is a faith-based school and after-school program for children that live in or attend a school that's in an underprivileged area, such as the Glenwood neighborhood that's right beside of UNCG and Peck Elementary School. So, during my time at Hope Academy, I chose Monday to be my tutor days. So on Mondays at 2 o'clock, I would show up to Hope Academy and we would walk over to Peck Elementary, whoever was there at 2 o'clock, Miss Dana, her interns, and we would pick the children up from school. We'd walk back with them and they'd set their stuff down and we would immediately begin playtime. This was honestly one of my favorite times with the kids because it wasn't just you and the kid you were tutoring. You got to interact with all of them and you were seeing more of a friend in that time period versus just someone that's there to help tutor them and help them with homework. It was just all about having fun with them. So whether it be basketball, gaga ball, jump rope, coloring, if it was raining outside, it was a good time for you to spend with all the children and form that close bond before it gets serious and you start with tutoring. After playtime, we would start snack time, and this is where the rest of the tutors would show up if they didn't come early. We would just make sure everyone was eating their snack, kind of settling down, getting ready to begin the tutoring session. Unless you were kindergarten, which I tutored a kindergartner. So after snack time, instead of going straight to tutoring, we would have devotional where Miss Dana or one of her interns would read a devotional for that day. The children could ask for any prayers they needed. The children could pray for each other if they wanted to. And it was just a good time, a good reinforcement of the faith-based atmosphere that Hope is all about, and letting the children know that Jesus is there for them, Jesus loves them. It was just a good, reassuring time for them, especially with them being in kindergarten and being so young. It was a very crucial time for the kids. After that, we would start tutoring. So with kindergarten, we would always start with a letter of the alphabet. Miss Dana had it broken down where it was going in order, and so depending on the day would depend on what letter you had. So let's just say C, for example. We would say C is for candy, C is for cloud. We would practice spelling those words. We would practice writing an uppercase C, a lowercase c, and then we would practice where C falls in the alphabet. So C comes after B, but C comes before D. And it was a good time to practice the alphabet, getting familiar with letters, especially when some children get mixed up with like B and D, they can write them backwards. So it was a good time to practice that. I always took the extra time afterwards to run through the alphabet as a whole, to sing the alphabet song, just to help give that extra kind of alphabet practice. And then after that, we would start homework. So whatever homework they had, it was normally a lot of math. We would start and we would always focus on the harder stuff. That way, if we didn't finish it all that day, they were left with the easier stuff when they got home. And we were always given 15 minutes afterwards before they left to have a little more playtime. So this is where you can play board games. The child I was tutoring loved to play teacher, so the roles were reversed. So she would always make me do the homework that she would write, and she would be me. So that was always fun to see her creativity in being the tutor or the teacher. And it was just it always ended on a happy note. It wasn't ending on homework or anything like that. It always ended on a positive, fun, playful time. And then we would, when the child was getting ready to leave, we would just write how the tutoring session went. If they weren't focused that day, we would write a little note about how they weren't focused. We'd give them checks. They could get up to, I believe it was 6 checks a day. And that those checks they could use at the end of the semester to get prizes if they were really good. So it's a good reinforcement tool on if you don't behave, you won't get all your checks, or you did so good, you got all your checks today. I can't wait to see what prizes you get at the end. It was a good way to enforce either acting out type of behavior to like get it back on track, or if they're doing really phenomenal, be like, you are killing it, girl. Miss Dana's gonna be so proud of you. So that's basically what a day at Hope Academy as a tutor was like. I hope that if it doesn't get to be brought back this semester, that my schedule next semester will allow me to go back and tutor, even if it's not for a class, because I really enjoyed it.